Okay, so in this video, we will learn other important Microsoft Excel functions that are needed for data analysis. Okay, so now let me enter some data in cell 1. In cell A1, let me enter 1. Then cell A2, let me keep it blank. Cell A3, let me enter 4. Cell A4, let me keep it blank. And then cell A5, let me enter 5. Okay, like this. Now I want to find the number of cells that contain numbers in the range. Okay, so the range is A1 to A5. So I want to know the number of cells that contain numbers in the range. Okay, so in this case I have to use the count function. So I click cell B1 and then type my equal, then count, open parenthesis, then I select the range. Okay, then I close parenthesis, then I press enter. So it says the number of cells that contain numbers in the range are 2. So uh, and it is true. We have 1 and then we have 5. So the range A1 to A5, only 2 cells contain numbers. Okay, so 2. Okay, now let me delete the 2, the answer. So to know the number of cells that contain the number of cells that contain the number of cells that contain numbers, you have to use the count function. Okay, so now let me delete the 2. Okay, now I want to find the number of cells that contain data in the range. Okay, which is non-blank cells. Okay, so that one too, we will use the counter function. So equal counter, open parenthesis, then I select the range. I close the parenthesis and press enter. So 3. Okay, so the number of cells that contain data in the range is 3, which is non-blank cells. Okay, we have cell A1 contain 1, and then cell A3 contains the word or the text pore, and then cell A5 contains the number 5. So 3 cells, 1, 2, and then 3, they contain data. Okay, so that one too, you have to use the counter function. Okay, now let me delete the answer. Now I want to find the number of cells, the number of empty cells in that same range. Okay, so I will use the count blank function. So equal count blank, open parenthesis, then I select that range, close parenthesis, and then I press enter. So the number of blank cells in the range A1 to A5 is 2. So we have cell A2 is blank, and then cell A4 is also blank. So 2 cells are blank within the selected range. Okay, so the count blank function is used to find the number of empty cells. Okay, now let me delete everything on the screen and then type another data. Now let's say I have 10. Okay, and this 10, let's say it is an angle. So I want to find the tangent of this 10. Okay, so to find the tangent, you have to use the tangent function. So equal, and then tan means tangent, open parenthesis, then you select the number, you close parenthesis, and then you press enter. So the tangent of 10 is 0.648361. Okay, now let me delete the tangent. Okay, that same number 10, I want to, let's say it is an angle, and you want to find the cosine of that angle or that number. So here too, you have to use the cosine function. So equal cos, which means cosine, open parenthesis, then you select the number, you close parenthesis, then you press enter. So the cosine of 10 is negative 0.83907. So this is how to find the cosine of an angle or a number. Okay, now let me delete everything and then let me type Paul. Let me type Paul in upper cases or capital letters. Okay, so this Paul, if you want to write it or if you want to convert it to lower cases or small letters, you can use the Excel function lower. So equal lower, you open parenthesis, then you select the text, you close parenthesis, then you press enter. You see it has converted the upper cases to lower cases or the capital letters to small letters. Okay, now let me delete everything and write the Paul in small letters or lower cases this time. Now I want to use Excel function to convert the small letters to capital letters, and here you have to use the upper function. So equal upper, open parenthesis, you select the text, you close the parenthesis, then you press enter, and it will write it in capital letters or in upper cases. Okay, now the next function is the truncate function. Let's say I have this decimal figure like 5.5678, 5675, 5.5675. Okay, and I want to truncate this 5.5675 to, let's say, two decimal places or one decimal, let's say two decimal places. So you can use the truncate function. So you type your equal, then trunc, which means truncate. You open parenthesis, then you select the decimal value, you close the parenthesis, you select the decimal value, then you bring comma, then the number of decimal place or the number of decimal places that you want, you enter. If it is 2, if you want 2 decimal place, you type 2. If you want 1 decimal place, you type 1. So I want 2 decimal places, so let me type 2. Okay, then I close my parenthesis, then I press enter. Okay, so to 2 decimal places. Okay, so 5.5675 to 2 decimal places, you have to use the truncate. Okay, the truncate function. So you equal truncate a1, which is 5.5675, and then comma and comma 2. The 2 is the 2 means to 2 decimal places. Okay, let me delete it and do it again. Now I want to use the truncate function to convert this decimal value to 2 decimal places. So equal, then you type trunc, which is truncate, open parenthesis, then you select the number, you bring comma. I want 2 decimal places, so I type 2. I close my parenthesis, then I press enter. So this is how to use the truncate function to change or to write a certain decimal value to the specified or the decimal value that you want. Okay, or the decimal points or the decimal places that you want. Okay, so 5.5675 to 2 decimal places is 5.56. Okay, okay. Let me delete everything and then go to, let me delete everything and then go to another function. The next function is the now function. Now. So the now function returns the current date and time. So equal now. You open parenthesis, then you close parenthesis, then you press enter. You see the current date and time has appeared. So equal now, open parenthesis, you close parenthesis, and then you press enter. You will get current date and time.